40 million euros, box to box, Europa League winner, Brazil international, 4 seasons at the highest level in Italy. Already said yes to the move, and United fans are in the comments saying we are making a mistake. I genuinely do not know whether to laugh or cry. Both, I think. I'll do both. But first, let me show you exactly who this man is, because clearly someone has to. This Ederson is a Brazilian midfielder, number 13 at Atalanta in Italy. So Ederson da Silva is 26 years old from Campo Grande in Brazil. He came up through the Brazilian football system the hard way. Cruzeiro, Corinthians, and Fortaleza before moving to Italy in January of 2022. He joined Salernitana first, and within 6 months, Atalanta had already seen enough. They paid 26 million euros to take him to Bergamo. At the time, people questioned it. Right now, that fee looks like they basically stole the man. Since joining Atalanta, he has made 136 appearances, scored 13 goals, won the Europa League in 2024, played Champions League football, and earned a call-up to the Brazilian national team. So this is not some random midfielder Ineos found on a spreadsheet at 2 a.m. This is a proven player who has been performing at the highest level in one of the most dominant systems in European football for 4 straight seasons. And I need you to understand what Atalanta's system actually demands, because this is where most people get it wrong. Atalanta under Gasperini were terrifying to play against. Non-stop pressing, suffocating intensity, running that made you question if these players were human. Every opponent who faced them came off the pitch looking like they just survived something. And Ederson was not just a part of that system. He was the engine of it. He goes as a left-sided number 8 in a double pivot alongside Martin de Roon. His job is basically everything. Win everything, carry it forward, recycle, and then go again. He averages 2.5 tackles and 1.5 interceptions per 90 minutes. He wins over 56% of his aerial duels, which puts him in the 75th percentile among midfielders across Europe's top leagues. His who scored profile lists passing, aerial duels, and concentration as key strengths. And this part is important because it lists no significant weaknesses. Meanwhile, United's midfield last season had no significant strengths. But that is a conversation for another day. The man has an engine that should be studied by scientists. He covers every single blade of grass. You watch him and think, does this guy actually get tired? Does he go home after matches and just collapse? Because on the pitch, there is absolutely no evidence that fatigue exists in his body. He's the type of midfielder who is pressing a defender. The ball gets played away from him, and instead of walking back like some players we have seen at United, he's already hunting the next man. And before anyone asks, yes, he's good on the ball too, because I know how this goes. Some of you are already typing, okay, Kev, but can he actually play football, or is he just running around like a madman? It's a fair question. Ederson is not a madman. He's disciplined, composed, ball-carrying midfielder who ranks among the top players in Serie A for progressive passes and passes into the final third. He's not a playmaker. He's not going to be threading Hollywood passes every 5 minutes, but he keeps things moving. He progresses the ball with purpose, and he makes the players around him better. That is what you need to know from his role. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. His passing accuracy can drop under pressure, and sometimes that pressing instinct takes him slightly out of position, which can disrupt the team shape. That's real criticism. But you are talking about a United midfield that has been leaking goals, losing shape, and generally looking like a team assembled by throwing darts at a wall. A player with real identifiable weaknesses in one of the two areas is still an upgrade on what we have been watching. Now let's talk about Carrick and why this signing actually makes sense right now. Since Michael Carrick came in as interim manager in January of 2026, Manchester United have looked like a proper football team again, which, given what came before, is basically a miracle. He immediately scrapped the back three that was clearly not working and went back to a 4-2-3-1. Sensible. He put players in positions they actually understand. That is revolutionary. And he built the team around a double pivot. Two central midfielders sitting together, screening the defense, staying disciplined, while Bruno Fernandes operates freely in the number 10 role ahead of them. The results have been immediate. United are harder to beat, more structured, more like a real club and less like a social experiment. That double pivot is the foundation of everything Carrick wants to do. And now it is being kept alive by players who are either on their way out or have not done enough to justify their place. So United need 3 midfielders this summer at the very least. And Ederson is one of them. Now the money. Because this deal has a history and it is actually an interesting one. United have wanted Ederson for over a year. He was on the list in summer 2025, but Atalanta said no, not for sale. Move along. Which is very on brand for Atalanta, who treat transfer negotiation like a hostage situation. No. United have come in with a contract offer of around 4.5 million net per year. A serious upgrade. And according to Italian journalist Alfredo Pedula, Ederson has already said yes to United. The player wants to come. So that part is done. The transfer fee is where the negotiation sits. Atalanta wants between 40 to 50 million euros, depending on the add-ons. Atletico Madrid were in the race, had even agreed personal terms with the player, but could not get anywhere near what Atalanta were asking for. The United fans sleeping on this signing need to do one simple thing. Go and watch the 2024 Europa League final. Watch Ederson against Bayer Leverkusen. A Leverkusen team that had gone the entire Bundesliga season without losing. Watch how he pressed, fought, carried, covered, and competed for 90 minutes on the biggest stage. Then come back on the comments and tell me this is a bad signing. I will wait.